This is the first official video that I am making about my YouTube channel. So let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Danielle Fish. I am an illustrator and I am currently in my final semester for my BFA in illustration. I am a Minnesota-based artist, has an interest in several different fields for illustration. One of them is children's book, product and surface design, as well as editorial. As I'm moving into my final semester and I'm starting my senior project, I wanted to start to document everything that I'm doing. One, just for my own personal documentation, and two, of course, because it's great to get my name out there and get more eyes on the art that I'm doing. I've been watching other artist YouTubers for, oh my god, half a decade at least. Consistently at least. I've obviously been watching them, oh my god, since I entered high school in 2012. But yeah, I look up to a lot of artists and I'm kind of just rambling at this point, which is, I guess, totally fine. But yes, here is what I'm going to do. I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about my senior project, talk about the other things that I am hoping for in the future for my life as an artist and my brand as a business. Alright, so let's start with my senior project, which I'm really excited for. It is currently the start of week 2 of this semester, so I'm still in beginning planning stages. As I said, one of the things that I'm interested in is product and surface design. I have already dabbled in a little bit of product design. I took a class in it, and then I've also gone ahead and I spent my summer making surface design patterns, basing them off of trend boards, and then I actually recently went ahead and was able to make 4 different types of memo pads, and I got one pattern of washi tape actually manufactured and produced, and I was able to sell them at a tabling event at my school recently, and it's been very exciting. And that's something that I kind of want to do for my senior project, but I want to take it a step further. So the general concept is I'm doing 2 to 3 different projects, but they're all going to be stationery based. I haven't exactly narrowed down the styles or concepts, but I have a list of products that I want to do, and I want each one to have at least 2 of the same product, but the rest of each collection will have a variety of different products. One of my goals for this project is I want to be able to show my versatility in style and form, and I'm also hoping to help it expand my own personal collection as I'm getting my business ready to go. Business, of course, is Danielle Fish Illustrations. I'm hoping to officially launch it as a legitimate business this summer after I move, which is a great segue into the next thing that I'd like to talk about, and that is I am going to be spending a lot of my limited free time going through everything in my studio and at home and getting rid of a lot of stuff. And that's something that I'm hoping possibly to film, because I think that it's an interesting concept of an artist streamlining and narrowing down their tools. So I'm currently 27 and I did not start college right out of high school. I took a couple years off for just earning money for college, essentially. That's not what it started out as, but that is what ended up happening. And so I started school in the fall of 2019. I got my associates in the beginning of 2021, the spring of 2021, and I started college for my bachelor's program in early 22, I think. I hope I'm getting this timeline right. And now here I am in the beginning of 2025, ready to get my diploma. But yes, I'm going to be moving halfway across the country from small, snowy, and every once in a while sunny Minnesota to small, rainy, and sometimes sunny Washington state. Yeah, so I'm moving halfway across the country, so I need to downsize as much as possible and sadly let go of a couple hobbies that I no longer partake in. I think one of the saddest things is realizing that I'm going to have to sell all of my stained glass stuff, but I already know a good friend that I can give it to, so that's a good thing. But yeah, essentially I have accrued so much art stuff, so much, and I don't use a lot of it in my current practice. So I wanted to downsize and make it cheaper to move and make it easier to move into a space where I'm no longer occupying it by myself, because I will, of course, not be living alone anymore. All right, finally, I'm going to go into some of the things that I want for my own personal art practice and my business going forward. Yeah, so I think I'm taking the approach of putting my eggs in a lot of baskets. And it's not completely out of necessity. It's because I have a lot of fields of interest that my art take up, and I feel that it would be doing myself an injustice to just stick to one, even if just sticking to one may or may not be a more beneficial thing for my art practice and business financially. Although I feel like the way that I'm starting to plan things out and tackle it are going to indeed be beneficial financially and, of course, personally. So let's start with my business. So obviously I want to have an official LLC business under the name Danielle Fish Illustrations. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of stuff. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing, of course, is commissions. I'll always be open to working for commissions, working for clients, taking on work. I do all sorts of things. I dabble in children's book. I haven't completely gotten myself a portfolio for strictly children's book, but I am heading in that direction. I feel like a lot of my earlier work was children's based, and even to this day, my art still has that playful, childlike feel to a lot of it. I'm also going to, of course, offer some editorial work. I feel like working with, I don't know how to say this exactly, but a big part of my life was fan art, and I feel like that's something that I can repurpose into certain areas of editorial. So of course I'd be up for that. I like the fast-paced turnaround with these projects. It keeps you on your feet, and it's always challenging you as an artist. One thing that I really liked about my editorial class that I took is that on the very last day we were given an assignment where we had to create an entire illustration in 5 hours. I think it actually was a little less, like 4.5. And we had to basically be in contact with our teacher, aka our art director, throughout points in the process. And it was a really good experience, and I think I learned a lot about corners to cut and just considering style and rendering when it comes to fast turnarounds. So yeah, I'm hoping to maybe do some more portrait work. Obviously, like I said, that's a lot of baskets, a lot of different baskets, a lot of different eggs, and I'm just getting started. So I think where I am now, what I really like to focus on is product and surface design. And I'm hoping to, at least at first, because, student loans are a thing, get a job, like just a regular, everyday art job, hopefully working in product or surface design. I'm very interested in illustrated type, illustrated text. I incorporate it in a lot of my own projects just of my own accord without it being a requirement, and I really like it. And then on top of that, of course, going back to my own personal business, a lot of it is going to be surface design based, but also throwing in a little bit of fandom stuff and whatnot. And the reason for that is I want to try and design in multiple different mediums for multiple different uses. I really like tactility, and so being able to create and design something that I later can have a physical copy of is amazing, and it's even better thinking about it being something that's a utilized object, something that you can actually practically use. I don't want all of my art to be just stuff you put up on the wall, if that makes sense. So one of the things that I want to do is contact local businesses after I move, of course. I want to contact local businesses, and I want to possibly get into some of them as a wholesaler. I also am wanting to do some other type of tabling events like craft fairs, anime conventions, fandom conventions, that kind of stuff. And then I also am hoping to set a goal of at least once a month getting into the farmers market nearby where I'll be living. And then on top of that, I want to have an online shop, which is a lot. And then, of course, the very, very last piece of all of this is my YouTube channel. While I'm not setting out to make this a monetary gain thing, it is more, like I said at the beginning, to get more eyes on my work as well as document the progress of my business and be able to celebrate my wins and even mourn my losses in a way that feels productive. So, that is everything that I have to say. Thank you so much for listening to these ramblings. As you can hear, my voice is starting to get hoarse, and we are going on about 17 minutes of raw audio right now, so I guess I'll just cut myself short. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it interesting and you want to hang out with me, see my journey, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Feel free to leave me a comment. Would love to interact with some art-inspired peoples. If you're an artist, what kind of medium do you use? That is my question to you for this video. That's going to be everything for me. I will catch you guys later. Bye!